Fit here with Fit Bully TV. Lord have mercy. Listen, we did something that we haven't done before, and if you're watching this episode, for one, like, subscribe, and share. I'm not going to always give, let alone allude to everything that is needed in a raw diet. I hope that some of the stuff you see us do encourages you to try to improve slowly but surely a few things when it comes to your dog's life. You don't want to overthink it, but let me be very clear in saying, I repeat, I demand a lot from my dogs. And if I demand a lot from my dogs, it's my job to do what? Properly prepare them to go out into this world and be great. And I treat them as athletes. What would you want an athlete to do? You'd want them to succeed. How do you do that? Fuel. Fuel, rest, recovery, good food, and some good work. So, if you watch this, I'll give you some hints. Two of the things that I always start my meals off with when I'm converting or building a raw meal for my dogs is definitely chicken. Why? Because it is low in fat. And our pet achievers, I go into way more detail. And I add some fat by using some red meat. It's a little lean on the fat side. This has 1.5 grams, I believe, of fat. That has 10. Beef liver, by far, is one of the best organs you can give. I love using kidney. I'm not going to tell you why we use muscles or which one specifically. What I will tell you is I would encourage you to do something. Remember that this in itself, specifically turkey necks, is what? Well, you tell me. What does it do? One of the tricks I'll say is it helps bulk stool. Bulks the dog stool. I'll break down at some point why we use that to start transitioning dogs to raw food. And always, if you can get a little raw duck goose, add that to it. Now that looks what we call immaculate. It looks immaculate. That's the truth. And because he goes on some recovery stuff, I'll go ahead and get this to him now. I've got to add a few things, so bear with me. We're going to take this camera off and we're going to show you him eating, all right? Guys, again, I'm feeding Ego right now. He normally eats at night. Ego. And I know people have asked me, hey man, show the dogs eating, man. I want to see that dog chewing on that food. He gonna smack that bird. Then he's gonna enjoy that little ice cube. Again, if you're in our pet achievers, you know exactly what goes into this, people. Raw feeding, it is overwhelming. I wouldn't be lying if I said it wasn't, but it's not rocket science. Because I now have a pretty decent formula now, I believe that the dog, is that bird? I believe that the dogs are getting not only what they need, but then some. And when the dog gets older, especially to that year plus range, you have to mix and match nutrients over a 3-day time frame. So every 90 days, you make sure that, let's say a micronutrient, it gets it at least 3 times a week versus 7 days a week. So, guys, thank you for watching Fit Bully TV. It's going to get more unique, more interesting. I'm going to do my best to share with you some things that I think would help you and your dogs. Light skills here, but all the stuff in detail I'll be breaking down on Pet Achievers. You can become a Pet Achiever at petachievers.com. It's a small fee, and when I say small, I spend about $10 a day almost, or at least every 3 days. $10 and you have access to people who want the same things most of us want, and that's our dogs to live a better life. And that doesn't mean I run everything. As I've told the Pet Achievers, guys, get in here and talk to each other. Learn from each other, work with each other, be better because of each other. I drop things that I'm doing and things in detail that I wouldn't and probably won't ever drop on here. Conversation with Chris Moore and Ruben that I would never drop on here because some people would take it and run with it and then point the fingers at us. Not a vet, not a doctor. I'm just a guy who loves his dogs. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share, and keep taking care of those dogs.